attractive couple. I'd always thought so. Jamie was tall and well-built with bright blue eyes, dark brows and lashes, and the kind of tannable skin that shouldn't have come with his blonde hair. Zoey's brown curls were loose for the party tonight. I was used to seeing them tied up with a bandana as she worked in the pottery studio. She was curvy and sturdy of the earth, with large features, including an oversized mouth. She shouldn't have been pretty, and wasn't, if you looked at each of her features individually. But when they were taken in combination, in a face that was constantly in motion, curious, surprised, fascinated, determined, she was beautiful. We passed through to the mansion's original dining room. "We'll have breakfast here in the morning for the wedding party," I said. "Then we'll take the table to the main salon to use as the head table for the wedding reception. The pocket doors between the dining room and the grand foyer will be opened to make more room for people to stand during the ceremony and for dancing." I glanced at Zoey as she took it all in. I'd been surprised, more than surprised, by her strong desire for a highly traditional wedding. She had no living relatives. Her mother had never married, and Zoey had never met her father. She was an artist, a brilliant potter. Her friends were scattered across the country in the places where she'd honed her skills and learned the business. Close as we were, she and I had never shared wedding fantasies until hers was happening. At first, I'd thought Zoey's drive for the white gown, the head table, the formal meal, had been to please Jamie's family. Later, I understood it came from somewhere inside her. Maybe it was a desire to live a life different from her mother's. Maybe the white wedding was something she dreamed of as a child, seeing the photos of her friends' parents' weddings when she stayed over, invited by their sympathetic mothers during bad days of her childhood. Those photos had probably meant stability and safety to her. The wedding rehearsal would be at 4 o'clock. The rehearsal dinner, with 50 or so out-of-town and special guests invited, was this evening. It would be a traditional Snowden Family Clambake meal: twin lobsters, the soft-shell clams called steamers, an ear of corn, a potato, an onion, and an egg cooked over a wood fire covered by seaweed and saltwater-soaked tarps. In deference to the bride's gown and the guests' good clothes, the wedding meal tomorrow would be more sedate, easier to consume lobster tails, beef, or vegan entrees. We toured the upstairs guest rooms. The bulk of tonight's guests would leave the island on the Jackie 2, the tour boat that brought our customers to Morrow Island. Then they, along with 50 or so additional guests, would arrive again the next afternoon in the same way for the wedding. The members of the wedding party would be staying overnight with us to be on hand for photos the next day. Wynn's home wasn't an inn, and wasn't licensed as such. Those who stayed would be our guests. During the renovation, our architect and general contractor had persuaded us to provide walls, plumbing, and electricity for a bath for every room as a hedge against future need. We'd been finishing the bathrooms as time and finances allowed. Zoey looked into every bedroom designated for the wedding party. "All good," she pronounced when we reached the last one. Jamie nodded his agreement, although I thought he was less interested in the flowers and chocolates provided for each guest than in how well stocked the bar downstairs would be. He seemed happy with his last bachelor quarters, a series of 3 connected rooms that ran along the front of the second floor, ready for him, his best man, and his single groomsmen. "Do you want to see your room?" I asked Zoey. "My room? Aren't I staying with you?" "Of course, if you want to." Zoey had spent many nights on Morrow Island, always staying with me in my apartment at the end of the hall. Fashioned out of the old nursery, the living space ran the length of the house, with views of the water on 3 sides. There was a single bedroom and a bath as well. "I thought you might want your own space." "To fret and be nervous in?" she responded. "I don't think so." "Good," I said. "Done. Shall we go down?" I put a hand over my eyes to shield them from the sun as the 3 of us came onto the big front porch that spanned the facade of Wynn's home. A cool breeze blew off the water. The information Zoey had meticulously assembled warned tonight's guests to bring shawls and sweaters. I hoped they'd take heed.